Welcome back, everybody, to the LCK. We are here for a fantastic matchup. It is me, Valdez, with, of course, Wadid, the Valdid combo today. And we got SeolHaeOne Prince up against Hanwha Life Esports. It is the battle of the two teams on the bottom of the standings right now. How are you feeling today, Wadid?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. One of the best matches we can expect from LCK. And for sure, this match is a great opportunity for both teams to uncuff their losing streak, right? And yeah, I mean, it's always fun to watch some bad quality games, you know?
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, you know? Sometimes it's good for it.
Yeah, sometimes it's good. I mean, sometimes you get the really long ones where they can't really do much damage to each other, and then eventually someone makes a mistake, and then the one team loses. And then sometimes it's just an all-out brawl with a lot of mistakes, but that means a lot of action and fighting, which can be a lot of fun. So
I want some more actions, you know? I don't want that approach that you said already, like just farming and just look for the late games.
No.
I think that's not the play that everyone is looking for. So
yeah, just hoping that we get some action in this first matchup. Somebody's uncuffing their losing streak. Everything's at stake today. SP with 8 straight L's versus Hanwha Life with 9 straight L's. Hanwha Life suffered a shocking winless round 1. Can they rebound with a reformed performance in round 2?
I mean, I'm glad that they're mixing up some roster, you know, Hanwha Life Esports. And that seems like actually possible to have some actual games, you know. But before, like, they were just using so many weird rosters and also drafts. So yeah, maybe today they prepare something, and they have to.
Yeah, we need to see something interesting today. It's hybrid up against Viper. No doubt that's going to be one of the key matchups here for these two teams. A couple of 80 carries that have shown they are very good at the game, but they're kind of stuck on teams that can't support them well enough.
Yeah, I mean, even in solo queue, there is so many hates going around on bot laners, you know, because it's really hard to control the game as bot laners, because everything happens in the mid lane and like top lane and like upside, you know. So maybe this time around they can help them to carry their team.
Yeah, as we're gonna take a look at some team stats.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're showing these to you guys because we have to. It is unfortunate, for the two teams, because not a single stat is good, even though there are some firsts and some seconds and fourths and whatnot. They're only for stats that are not good. As major deficit, SeolHaeOne Prince is very often in the deficit, and so is Hanwha Life. I mean, it makes sense. SeolHaeOne Prince has only won 1 series, Hanwha Life is 1-0.
Yeah.
So between the two, only 1 series win. Of course, we're not going to have some good stats here, guys.
You know what's the worst part here? It's average win time and average loss time. That's the worst part, you know? They lose really fast, and they win really slow.
Yeah.
So I think we are going to have either one today.
Yeah, I mean, it's generally teams that are not succeeding don't have the confidence to end games quickly. Sometimes they're overly safe. Sometimes they make mistakes along the way and their wins are not clean. All of these reasons can lead to slow wins, and then, of course, fast losses means they're playing up against good teams that just defeat them quickly. Hanwha Life Esports are going to be going with a different combination today. Dudu and Haru are going to be coming into the top side alongside of Miru, who is he's slowly coming in to replace Lava in the mid lane.
Yeah, and the key player. I mean, Hanwha Life Esports both sides, they showed something from the early game. Even though like they were playing as top teams, they got some solo kills, and they showed they can actually do something in the early game in the laning phase, right? And I think they can snowball it from the lane, especially when they're playing as bottom teams. And yeah, I mean, we didn't see enough of like hybrid games like Spring Split.
Yeah.
It's not showing off because maybe he's Aphelios, maybe his teammates. But yeah, I mean, this game, they have to show something, and they have to get some carry games from them. Because if they lose this game, then it's done.
Yeah.
Done so. You are fixed 10th place.
Yeah, pretty much. That is for sure for both of these teams. And at least here for the key players, we do have some good stats. Viper is second amongst 80 carries for CS per minute. And he gets a huge portion of the CS for his team between 15 and 30 minutes. Also first over there. So his team at least knows who is going to carry. They're like, well, let's just give everything to Viper and pray. And we see a little bit of that for Hybrid at the same time. So, not sure. I do like Dudu a little bit better. I think he is performing a little bit better here in the top lane compared to Kive. And then Cad versus Haru, I feel like they're kind of comparable at this moment. I'm not really sure. So maybe just swap them out every game and see who's playing better and just keep them in.
Yeah, I mean, he should be better. He's veteran compared to Cad, right? Also his solo queue performance is not that bad.
Yeah.
Like, he's doing great. And also, I mean, I do agree that Dudu feels a bit better at this point because the performance that Cuvee showed last game was horrible.
Yeah.
I didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
The whole game, whole series, So I think they're finally mixing up the top jungle right here. And also, I mean, that's really interesting that SeolHaeOne is not changing any roster, even though it's second round.
Yeah.
And I was expecting them to change something, at least from the bot side, like maybe mixing up AD carry and bot like support or something. But yeah, they're actually going with same roster. I mean, that's really interesting, but maybe they have a plan.
Yeah.
We'll see,
It's interesting, too, because they have so many subs. I mean, Alphamong, Kuma, Kaney, you got Trigger down there on the bottom side. You have Secret, or not Secret, Mia.
Yeah.
Secret will be playing today. But yeah, they do have a lot of subs, but we rarely see them outside of the bottom lane. So let's take a look here at the draft. I feel like it'll all start here. Of course, I think this will be a very... we can do a lot of criticizing, but at the same time, I feel like we have to try to get into the minds of the teams and the players and see what they're thinking right now.
Yeah, and also it's always depends on blue side if you want to ban something like really hard, for example, ban AD carries, or as you see, they're not banning any AD carries, and probably they're gonna trade some ADCs, right? And Ezreal, Aphelios, those are two main carries right now. And I really think both teams are really wanting to play Aphelios especially because it's kind of promotion match. We don't have promotion match anymore, but it feels like they are playing promotion match,
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, because if they lose today, it's no way to come back, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true. And you definitely want to try to put on some good performances before franchising so that you'll have a better chance of being considered for the next year, having your organization within the franchise. As no AD carry bans.
This is spicy.
And
wow! And they choose to just go on aggressive way, right?
Yeah.
That's Poggers.
This is hilarious.
This is crazy. I mean, you have to play range champion or like something that you can lead from the lane. But I think this is a really boring way to use, because you already saw Ilaoi and you're picking the lead champion. Okay.
What is going on?
Okay.
I feel like I'm not casting the LCK with this pick ban. Because all other 8 teams do not draft this way. I mean, when is the last time we saw first pick Ilaoi into first pick Mordekaiser?
Who first picks Ilaoi, But it's definitely interesting match, we can say. And there is Ezreal. I mean, one normal pick that we were seeing a lot of times in LCK. And I think it's already great for Hanwha Live Esports because Ezreal is one of the AD carry who is enabling so many support picks, and especially when you're having Lehans on your team. I think, Ezreal is one of the good pick to just enabling him for the early game. And Aphelios and Azir. I mean, standout picks, right?
Yeah. Well, at least they're kind of going tier list from here. Miru is going to pick up LeBlanc. It is pretty common into the Azir.
Yeah, the idea behind Eloy first pick was probably they just wanted to see Hanwha Live Esports plan.
Yeah.
Because normally you just first pick AD carry or jungler to have some all advantage, right? But I think Sarah and Prince, maybe they're thinking that they are still better than Hanwha Live. So they are just reacting to their picks, you know?
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people are saying that Hanwha Life might actually be stronger than SeolHaeOne Prince, even though it is the team that hasn't won a series yet for Hanwha. They are both on some pretty nasty loss streaks.
Yeah.
Rek'Sai gonna be banned out. Maybe they want to pick Lee Sin on R4.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be standard composition that we were saying, like Azure, Lee Sin, Leona, all time. But yeah, they predicted and they banned it. So they are gonna choose Olaf, I think, because it's one of the Haru's best champion, and even though they lost last game, his Olaf performance was not that bad, you know?
For sure. I mean, Haru, he's been around for a while,
Yeah.
and he definitely knows his stuff. And they kind of bait out the Lee Sin ban, which is a common pick, into the Olaf. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like a, you know, like a 4D chess move there.
Yeah, and also classic Lee Han's last pick.
Yeah, of course. You got to save the counter pick for support.
I mean, I think they can just pick Nautilus or Thresh, which is just both are great partner for Aphelios, and you're blind picking. So, I mean, I just want to see Secret's Nautilus again, because his when he was playing Nautilus a lot at Spring Split, he was actually popping off, and that was huge comeback from SeolHaeOne Prince, you know? But yeah, he chose to play Thresh. And I am already really worried about SeolHaeOne Prince's composition, because they're already having a lack of CC comp, right? And I'm not sure what is their plan, but in general they have some kind of lane prior because of their picks, and jungle pick is also helping them a lot. So I think they're gonna play around their lane priors. And Hanwha Life, I think they just picked some kind of boring way, right? Just pick for late game for the bottom lane, and maybe Haru and Mirror is gonna control the early game. And I'm not sure is Mordekaiser was right answer to Illaoi, but rest of 4 picks are just standout and normal. So
For sure. The Mordekaiser, we've seen a huge drop-off in Mordekaiser picks here in the LCK because it just wasn't winning.
No.
People were like, well, this champion actually isn't that good. But yeah, I mean, as you said, we have to see if it was actually just a good pick up against Illaoi. Because obviously it's not a matchup that we see very often, especially here in pro play anymore.
yeah, I mean, because every top laners wants to be really like proactive, you know. That's why you pick Camille blind, and there is so many Ukongs, because you can always pop off in the team fights and also rotation. You can always do something as alone, as a side laner, but Mordekaiser is more like passive and like look for late games, but no one wants to do that in LCK anymore. So we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, excited to see who is going to come ahead in this matchup between the bottom of the LCK, SeolHaeOne Prince up against Hanwha Life Esports. Ixu with the blind first pick Illaoi. Really try to make a statement tonight.
Yeah. Some kind of disrespect, I guess.
Yeah, you could say that. He's like, well, I'm just going to pick out my pick, you know, that I'm famous for.
Yeah.
And
maybe telling them just ban it, you know.
yeah.
You didn't ban it, so I pick it.
Right away. Didn't even wait. Didn't even pick something stronger.
Yeah.
Like an Ezreal first pick that we see pretty often.
Yeah, I feel like Hybrid is not Ezreal player, because we don't remember Hybrid's Ezreal, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not like he's Aphelios, because, yeah, when I think about Hybrid as a player, I always remind some Aphelios games, you know?
Yeah.
With 200 years experience.
Yeah, he's played 9 games of Aphelios compared to just 4, or 3, rather, from Ezreal. Aphelios is most played by far. He's willing to play it into pretty much any kind of composition. And it'll be interesting to see how he does up against Hanwha. I think that LeBlanc can kind of jump in there and burst him down a little bit while getting poked by some axes and some mystic shots.
Yeah.
From Viper and Haru. But Dudu, he's not just going to be able to simply Death Realm him as the game does come along.
Yeah.
Maybe in the early game he can have a little bit of luck with that, but Hybrid will eventually get out of control.
I mean, because of team comp, maybe it would be a little bit better, because I already said that SeolHaeOne is not having enough of CC, right? So that means they're not going to have easy engage tools. So I think when it comes to late game, it's going to be just Viper 1v9 game, especially with Braum.
Yeah.
So I think it's up to SeolHaeOne to snowball this game only. Otherwise, I feel like Hanwha Life is gonna control the whole game sequence. And I think for the early game, Mir and Haru should work really hard for their bot lane, because it's Ezreal Braum, probably not the best at the laning phase, but when it comes to mid lane game, it's the strongest combo on the bot lane, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. We've seen tons of Ezreal pop-offs here in the LCK. As here comes Flawless, looking for an early gank. Viper already moving out of the way, and Lahen's just gonna flash just as well. I'd rather not take any risks here. Lane is pushing into us. We should be fine as long as I don't die early.
Yeah. And after nerf on the Guardian, everyone likes to pick up some spell books on the support, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really great. I think it's better than Guardian.
Yeah, Guardian definitely doesn't seem as effective
No.
as it once was, and you would know you're a support player, of course.
Mm-hmm.
How are you liking the current support meta nowadays?
What do you mean? You're playing Braum, Tom Kench, and Thresh like 4 or 5 years?
Yeah.
Still Aftershock champions?
It's back.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're thinking. By the way.
I knew this would trigger you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just triggered because
Yeah.
there's no stylish champions anymore.
True. We had Bard there for a while.
Yeah.
Some people still play Bard.
But still, we are seeing so many Tom Kench, Braum, Thresh. I'm glad that Alyssa is gone, though.
Yeah, that's
I mean, he's gone. Yeah.
no more Alistair. And Yuumi as well. We don't see Yuumi too much.
She's gonna be back.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, she's getting buffed
Yeah.
on the live patch. So.
True. We'll have our cat back. That's for sure. What else? What about Pantheon? Were you enjoying the Pantheon
Oh,
meta?
yeah. I mean, I think he's really good solo queue champion.
Uh-huh.
But when it comes to pro scene, it's just Burial's champion, you know? The way how he uses his shield is just on another level, you know? So
Yeah. It does feel like he has a really good read on, you know, when to save it for exactly which abilities he will be most scared of, and just wait for that moment and save it for that exact moment.
yeah.
And I think that just comes with a lot of practice and experience with the champion. And because I think a lot of other supports are slowly moving back into the comfort zone of Braum, Thresh, Tom Kench every single game.
True.
They're not going to practice it, so we're not going to see it from them, and I think it'll slowly fall away. Outside of Beryl playing it, of course. Ixu is getting zoned out of a lot of CS here. Definitely a pretty annoying lane for him early on.
Yeah. Nothing much to talk about this matchup, because this is not normal matchup that we are seeing. Even in solo queue, it's really hard to see that.
Oh, the fake back. We're bringing back the solo queue strats here. We got the exhaust coming down. And LCK with no flash is going to be in a little bit of trouble. Should be first blood coming out as heal will be used, and they're going to hand that kill over to Hybrid as the hook is going to land, but he is going to get far enough away.
So Viper and LCK getting solo killed by Hybrid and Secret on the both side?
Yeah.
This is disaster already.
Yeah.
And I don't understand. Why? I mean, yeah, we were talking about support picks, right? And I was kind of wondering why LCK is picking Braum at this point, you know? Like, when they picked Shan or like some proactive supports on the ball lane, they got solo kill and at least Hanwha could do something in the early game, right? But Braum is one of the worst lane champion.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's stylish at all. It's all about like a late game team fight. Maybe he's fine in skirmishes or something, but they didn't use their level 1 advantage either, even though they have Olaf and Ezra and Braum.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting too, you know? I was expecting them to just invade level 1 and trade sides, right? Because I think Mordekaiser can definitely just stand for top 1v2, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think they should have set up the vertical jungling, invade the red, and have Olaf have a ton of power down on the bottom side, maybe even try to control a very early Drake. He does end up getting that early Drake anyway. As
they got solo killed, so.
Yeah. Yeah, the solo kill was nice, and it did really feel like a little bit of a solo queue strat here, the fake back, turning it.
But is it fake though? Like, he was literally just running into them, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I would definitely cancel it to get a just free kill.
Yeah, LCK's essentially donated himself over, so that is definitely a good point on that one. We did have some action in the mid lane, of course. Miro had to flash the ultimate. It's not going to be hard as they're going to actually flash in, trying to kill Hybrid as maybe a double kill coming in here. Viper picks up the one, but then backs away, decides he doesn't want to continue on the chase here as Hybrid did have his flash. And it is Mr. 200 years as well, so.
Yeah.
They get the kill though. In the end, Hanwha Life going to strike back in the bottom lane.
And by the way, Viper solo killed Trash.
Yeah.
The hands didn't even got the...
I didn't even know that's possible.
Yeah, didn't even get the assist there. But anyways, that was really aggressive, and I think even though they're picking Ezra Braum, they don't really care. And there is TP on the Herald. Right?
It feels a little bit too little too late. That was a really nice play on the hook as down goes Miru, but the Rift Herald is already taken here. Flawless. Gonna throw out a spear, but they're not gonna be able to follow up here. So, one kill going the way of SeolHaeOne Prince. And actually, Flawless is being quite annoying now in the jungle, getting in Haru's face. Not going to land that second spear, though. Just putting on the pressure.
Yeah, all the objectives are just smiling towards SeolHaeOne, and there is move from the mid lane, so maybe they're looking for stream and plays on the top lane.
See what they can do. The teleport is not here for the unsealed spellbook of LCK, so he's just going to have to walk down the lane. Doing a nice amount of poke damage onto Dudu, but he still does have Death Realm. As Haru, he's like, maybe I'll just back away. And Azir did go back as well. So they're not going to go for the dive just yet.
No, and there is QSS first item for Iksu. And yeah, nothing is happening on the top lane. So still, they're losing some kills here. Let's look here. We got him.
I think he could have kept kiting forward and tried to at least force the flash. Kind of interesting.
He couldn't ult here. And also there was great hook by Secret right there.
Predicting the hop back. Death Realm also was cancelled. There was no vision in the brush.
So the thing is, SeolHaeOne is just getting some kills and some golds on the map, but the objectives are just all from the Hanwha Life Esports, right? So I think they're already snowballing a little bit better when it comes to objectives. So I think it depends how they use this header. I'm kind of curious how they're gonna use this, because if you have Viper on the bot lane, you probably want to use it for the bot lane.
Oh. He was not able to click that, and now Hybrid is going to have to flash away. The double exhaust comes in. SeolHaeOne Prince going to look to turn this around, but here comes Miru trying to get that AoE damage. He is going to electrocute Hybrid and force him way back here. Flawless nearby, going to land some heals. Nobody's actually going to die, but they are going to throw down the Rift Heralds here.
Yeah, that was so close because Hybrid was... Oh, wait, that was random flash. Wow, pokers. And yeah, that was so close because 3 stacks were on Hybrid because of the Braum passive, right?
Yeah.
So I thought it was gonna be killed by Hanwha, but nothing happened, you know? Olaf couldn't land the auto attack, or Viper couldn't land the Q either, so that was really close. And if they got a kill, that was kind of donezo from the early game, but yeah.
Okay, trying to get a bit of damage onto Miru, but it is LeBlanc. He is very annoying to deal with, and you can see that Hanwha is going to use that timing for the pressure on the mid lane to go ahead and use their Olaf and take another objective here, as the Cloud Drake will be taken, and we have Infernal Drake's Soul on the way.
Yeah, not clean, but clean objective controls by Hanwha. And I don't think it's gonna be like a solo kill happening on the top lane, because yeah, it's just Ilaoi and Mordecai, you know?
This isn't the most fun lane to watch. Xu's just ulting the little spirit that gets pulled out of the Mordecai. So Mickey is just ignoring Miru and saying, I'm going to take a plate. Thank you very much. And yeah, I mean, they got some gold with some kills here early on in the game, SeolHaeOne Prince, and now the gold is pretty much even at the end of the day, and Ezreal has a kill, even though Aphelios has a kill. So it's pretty much all evened up here. I think Hanwha do have the advantage here going into the mid-game.
Yeah, and we are starting to think about the mid-game rotation, and there will be some skirmishes. And that's just...
What? He was just there under the turret, like, so low health, and he just stuck around waiting. And, yeah, I mean, he QSS, but it just didn't matter. He got locked up and killed right underneath the turret.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say right here.
Yeah, first pick priority, by the way, on the LLE. Maybe you can break it down for us when we look at the replay. Yeah. Just kind of sitting there like AFK on the ward. Generally not the best place to stand.
Yeah. A lot of things are happening though. They are 9th place and 10th place. We were maybe expecting some boring games, but it is not true. Like, there is so many proactive plays in the early game, and yeah.
Break it down for us.
잡았다. 아하, 니달리까지 왔어.
We got him. Even Nidali is here. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
He's laughing, man. One of the greatest games that he's playing, you know, in LCK. Just stomping X on the top side. Yeah. And by the way, you can also translate it. I saw it.
True. Yeah. Me and LS, we have the ability to do that, but I feel like with the native Korean speaker, I should probably let you do it. You'll probably have a better time of it, as this top lane is it's really not going Ixu's way anymore. He was having some fun early on, but he had to delay his build by going QSS first, which it doesn't really help in trades. I mean, he's just getting out-traded and pushed out of the lane before the Death Realm is even used, so it doesn't really have... I mean, there's some MR there, of course, but it's, what is it, 1250 for that item, as now we're going to take the Lantern, and the hook is going to miss.
3 stacks again?
Okay, well, he's actually going to hit 2 somehow on the tip of the Emperor's Divide, as down will go the Olaf, had to go forward from there. Flawless just baiting in Miru, As Secret trying to predict the over-the-wall distortion doesn't actually work out. But the 1 kill will go the way of SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, even though SeolHaeOne Prince is not getting all the objectives, but still, they're having some kills on the bot lane, so they have to fight something on the bot.
Okay, here's Dudu, as he is going to just demolish Hybrid, obviously, and he is a juggernaut right now, this Mordekaiser, as now they're gonna jump in. Finally, we do have the ultimate coming on out from Ixu, as the kill will be picked up by Flawless. And at the end of the day, just another 1-for-1 tree.
Yeah, so many trades are going on, and I thought Hybrid could survive this because he had all the summoners up, right? But yeah, it didn't happen, and they just trade some kills, and I don't think SeolHaeOne is happy with this trade, even though Mickey showed up some great toast right there with Azir. Because of the objective, you know. That was a great start by Lehans. And still 3 stacks on Hybrid again. And that was great comeback and tumble by Mickey.
Haru, he definitely did not expect to get hit by that Emperor's Divine.
Yeah.
That's why he was like, oh, what? Oh, crap. I guess I better use my Ragnarok now, at least. And here's double TP.
Yeah. I thought he had Flash right time, but he didn't have Flash actually, so he was not able to dodge that combo by Dudu. And also that was great comeback by SeolHaeOne, and they just need to make all the fights on the bot side because they have strong Aphelios on the bot lane, right? So we can see some situation that we were expecting often when you see Aphelios in this game.
Well, you can see the concave being set up right now by Hanwha. They're trying to come from many different angles, as now they're just going to ult the jungler and try to burst him down. Hybrid taking a ton of damage as well, but Ixu in the front line able to zone out. That is a nice true shot barrage onto both Ixu and Hybrid. Lots of low health bars here, but nobody's actually going down. Everybody's still alive in the fight, as Ixu is getting a lot of value here from his abilities. In goes Mickey, and that is going to be the flash coming out of Haru, as the ultimate is going to come in from Hybrid and finally take out the one member who was the Olaf, and that should be the Infernal Drake as well, going over to SP.
Yeah, I thought it's going to be great fight for Hanwha, but Hybrid, he didn't die, even though his position was not great, and Miro just almost solo killing him on the top side of the river. But he could actually survive that somehow, and they finally cut it out. Even though they started up pretty well because of their positioning, they got the river position right. Normally when you get the river position, it's always better to fight, but that was great engaged by Dudu at the same time. So they could actually win this fight, but I don't know why they couldn't actually just enter the entrance of the river. I mean, Mickey was doing great, I guess. You know? So
yeah, he had a lot of soldiers set up. I think that Ixu in the front lines as well was really annoying for them to deal with. And the flash ult, just right there on the edge of the AoE of the Moonlight Vigil. He's able to pick up that kill. And it was good, actually, because it allowed them to get this Infernal Drake, the first one that they will pick up. It gets their Aphelios even more fed. So the potential for him to carry here as the game goes along will be greater and greater.
yeah, I mean, if they can kite it out like this, like the last team fight, then there's no problem of just being lack of CC, right? So I think that was really great job by Mickey and Ixu for their front lane. So we'll see what's gonna happen when it comes to side lane rotation. And it should be better for LeBlanc, and I don't think LeBlanc is having any kind of situation that we were seeing often from LCK players, right? He is just farming with it, and his TP was not effective at all the whole game. And if he's getting pressured side lane also, I think it's gonna be just easy mid-difference game for SeolHaeOne Prince.
Yeah, I mean, Mickey has been struggling a lot, but SeolHaeOne Prince did have to fight up against a lot of strong teams. I'm not sure why he didn't just poke the turret a couple more times.
I mean,
He did have his Caitlyn gun out, and there was a minion left, but
that was literally one auto out. But
yeah.
I think they are just making sure of it. No accident at all, because it's an important match, obviously.
Yeah, for both of these teams, their opponents in this series are definitely going to be the easiest of the LCK, so it's important to pick up that win, as you were mentioning. And we're just kind of farming it out. Nobody's really going for any plays, but the side lane is winning pretty hard here for Mickey, as he's kind of just pushing in Miru, who is accepting waves, sitting back and farming, not looking to get proactive and make plays just yet.
Yeah, that's the point, you know? You don't want to farm in LeBlanc. Maybe, like, if you are just god at farming, then it doesn't matter. But his CSing it's not great, but also some
Nice
pokes.
knockup. Had that Q landed, maybe they could have made a play, but no true shot barrage. On the follow-up, they're kind of just poking out the bottom lane of SeolHaeOne Prince. Very effectively, Secret having to go back.
Yeah. I mean, we still don't know, because I still feel like Hanwha Esports have really great opportunity when it comes to late game teamfight only because of Azure Braum, you know? It's just one of the great combo on the bot lane for the late game. So it's 23 minutes. Probably they need some more time to Viper to carry this game, because SeolHaeOne is just slowly getting everything on the map. Because before that was pretty rough because of some super plays on the bot lane, and also because of the champions. But Azir is just popping off in the side lane, and also their bot lane is strong enough to take the fight. So I don't think they're gonna give any objectives for now, because they are not afraid to take the fight here.
Nice little try from Secret. Had he landed that hook, with the Infernal coming up next, it would have been pretty much a free Drake for his team. So that's the kind of player that Secret is as a support. He goes for high-risk, high-reward plays. I have seen many times where he flashes forward on Thresh and tries to land a hook. Doesn't always work, obviously, but when it does, looks very good. So there you have it. Just posturing here around this Drake, trying to poke them out as Miru and Viper.
Ixu is also poking. Slowly.
Ooh, okay. Just gonna get Secret a little bit low, and take a look at how much damage Dudu has just eaten here in this one. And now they have the setup around this Drake. It's easily gonna go the way of SeolHaeOne Prince. Zaru just gonna have to run away. This Olaf not doing much outside of farming early and getting those 2 early Drakes. But with all of these Infernals going the way of SeolHaeOne Prince, they're going to be scaling so hard with their Azir and their Aphelios.
Yeah. I think the main reason why Haru is not looking like he's active on the Olaf is because of the team comp. When he always played Olaf, he was having Yumi kind of champion, or like Karma for his team, or Galio for his team.
Yeah.
But this time around, it's just Olaf for the early game. Objective control and having advantage in the jungle. But it was not happening because of the Nidalee having great pressure on the jungle side. So he's kind of erased from the game.
Yeah. Nidalee is going to get so much more value.
Yeah.
I mean, she has more poke than the Axes. She can heal, which is very nice up against, you know, the Ezreal, the LeBlanc that are going to be hopping in trying to poke.
Yep.
And she was able to farm even more than the Olaf, so she got that Rod of Ages very early on. She can do a decent amount of damage herself. The amount of utility that Nidalee offers to SeolHaeOne's comp compared to Olaf is a lot bigger.
So yeah, I mean, even from the ban picks, we were talking about the game plan for Hanwha Life, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for the early game, LeBlanc and Olaf should able to get some all advantage, but Yeah, I mean, they got some drakes, but nothing happened, you know?
Yeah.
Like, having foreman dives on the bot lane? No, not happened. Or having skirmishes around the mid lane because their champions are synergizing really well? No, not happened. So, their picks are just wasted, basically. And yeah, even though they had great objective controls, they died instead of just having great like skirmishes, right? So yeah, that's why those two champions and Hanwha Life's mid jungle seems like a bit off for me.
Yeah. Not really getting the value they would have liked to see. And they're not really going for split pushes. They're all kind of grouping up here on the top side. They're going to send Mordekaiser back to grab that bottom lane. And really, we just haven't been having much action outside of the Drake fights. SeolHaeOne Prince, they have kind of a lack of hard engage. And CC, as you mentioned, they have, you know, Azir Thresh, which obviously can find some plays. But when you're up against LeBlanc Ezreal, it's not always the easiest.
And that's why Secret just flashed on mid lane, right?
Exactly.
They know they are stronger right now, but they have no tools. So it's pretty hard. But it's still fine because they're still controlling Drakes. So,
yeah.
And as you mentioned, there is Azir and Aphelios late game's potential as well. So, even though Viper is a little bit ahead in item build and gold difference.
There's a nice little try there. Viper is going pretty ham. Starting to really get in the face of SeolHaeOne Prince. They're able to group up pretty easily here in the mid lane. As you had Azir top, Alawi bot, and Nidalee kind of off to the side. So there's only two members trying to defend that one. And they did not want to get dived, so now Mickey just gonna get a ward in. Miru pretty low on mana, wanted to back, but will be denied.
That was great group timing because they didn't lose any single waves on the bot lane, but here we go. There's Nash's try by SeolHaeOne.
Yeah, they know that Miru has to back, but he's got TP. So does Dudu, who is going to be, they're both going to back and try to TP in for this one. Lots of poking coming out already. Mickey has to stopwatch here and take that Lantern as the steal is going to come in from Haru, who gets in to the pit and takes away that Baron. And this might be the turning point that Hanwha Life needed. They got Dragon coming up here in 30 seconds.
So they literally just gambled.
Yeah.
The Nasher. I mean, normally you don't gamble it because it's important league, right? And that was literally 50-50 because enemy jungle is all up with flash up, but they just choose to gamble it. And I don't understand why they're doing this.
Yeah.
When they're super ahead still.
And there's double smite as well. I mean, Lehens has it at the same time, so they both get in there and smite. And Nidalee doesn't even get to smite.
So yeah, idea behind should be like, guys, we are stronger, but maybe when it comes to late game, maybe we are weaker than them, so let's force with Nasher. But if you want to force with Nasher, you just need to fight it and have a team fight with it. But yeah, they just gambled it. That was literally 50-50, maybe less than 50-50 because, as you mentioned, there is Spellbook by Lehans also.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really disgusting rotation and decision by SeolHaeOne because they were ahead, you know?
Yeah.
It was not the situation that they were behind, so there is no time. They are having like early game team comp, so they have to like make some fight or have to gamble. No, that was not the situation that they have to gamble in. So that's why I'm some kind of mad right now.
Yeah, for sure. And we're taking a look here at the damage percentage. Take a look at Nidalee's damage. Is right now more than Aphelios.
Wait what?
More than Aphelios. It was. Now we're taking a look here at the gold. Obviously, Aphelios is going to be on top of that one, as will Ezreal. And somehow, even though the Dragon timer was only 30 seconds, the Dragon did go over to the side of SeolHaeOne Prince, probably because there were still death timers for Hanwha Life. So maybe the 30 seconds was enough for SeolHaeOne Prince to say, well, it's 5v3 for now. You can just go over there and take down this Dragon. So triple Infernal for SP. Even though Hanwha Life did get the Baron, Right now it's only 1,000 gold Baron power play. That's not really going to be a big game changer compared to the amount of value that SP is getting out of these Infernal Drakes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I have no idea who's gonna win this game because there's so many random things are happening right now. Especially 9th place versus 10th place. We cannot expect normal things from them. Because they're actually taking it really, like, serious, but the way how they have some rotation is really aggressive as well, you know? They're not just farming. They're taking some fight, and they're not backing away, they're just flashing in all time, so it's really interesting to see, but yeah. It seems like both teams are having some silly mistakes at the same time, so we'll see what's gonna happen. Probably next Drake is gonna be last team fight, or last chance, whatever, for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a good opportunity again for Dudu to just Death Realm Flawless. He's up at level 18 right now, the most in the game. He is quite strong. I mean, he's got 3 items and a stopwatch. So, Nidalee, again, he's not very tanky. I think you could just kind of ult the jungler, try to get in there with the smite again with Olaf, try to extend this game and deny Infernal Soul, which is going to be the next thing that we fight over here. Still relatively close in this game, even though all the Infernal Drakes go the way of SP. There are some ways for Hanwha Life's comp to take some crafty wins, I'd say, in the team fights.
I mean, apparently LeBlanc has death cap right now, so...
well, Miru's dead. He used Distortion and then Mimic Distortion, and Mickey was just sitting there waiting, and he's like, okay, well now, you know. And Miru didn't even flash. I mean, Miru knew that he didn't have a dash, and he should have known that he was going to die if he didn't flash, but he decided, no, you know, it's just a kill. I'll save it for the Infernal Drake fight.
Yeah, I mean, he was not even camping it, you know. He just arrived at lane, and yeah. That's silly mistake I was talking about. And it's pretty normal that we are just seeing 9th place versus 10th place. He's mad.
Yeah, I heard screams of Naisu in the background.
Yeah, but he's not saying anything.
Yeah. He's really unhappy. That was his first kill. Maybe that's the reason. He was 0-0-6.
I mean, he's taking it really serious, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the great performances that we are seeing from Mickey as well. He's pushing silent all the time and having great mechanics in team fights either, so I think it's one of the great games by far by Mickey. And here we go. There is a Drake in 10 seconds.
Yeah, they kind of gave the pit over to Hanwha Life, which is the first time that this has actually happened. Usually SP was getting good positioning around the Drake pit and just zoning them away. That's going to be a lot of poke now coming out of the Alawi. Dudu has to back away. See Miru trying to do his best. Extra shot barrage not too great as the hard engage coming in from Ixu just flashing in, but Dudu able to ult him and should be able to pick up that kill in the back line, as now they just need to get into the pit, but Ezreal goes down and Mickey's gonna sweep up Lahenge as the Drake is finally gonna be taken here, as Infernal Soul will go the way of SP, and Haru and Lahenge just on the run here. They're gonna try to stop the back, so you can see Aphelios going for the mid lane. Haru surviving for quite a long time, but that is still a massive win as we see the effectiveness of Olaf here in this game. It's about negative points right now. Lahen's still on the run as the other two members are just going to go ahead and push into the inhibitors.
Oh, ultimate, Spanu. Flawless versus Spanu Lahenge.
Oh. And yeah, they're just going to go for the end here. They might be able to pull it off, as they do have this lane coming on in. Viper is about to spawn, but I think it's too little too late, as They're going to try to go for the kill here first. They get the hook onto Miru, but they're not even going to get the kills as GG. The Nexus will go down, and SeolHaeOne Prince will pick up game number 1.
POG for Mickey, there's no doubt, I think.
Yeah.
He was doing great all time. From laning phase, team fight, even last team fight, he was just melting all the players from Hanwha Life. And even though there was not clean rotation by them, but maybe that was one of their plan from them because they gave up 2 Drakes and Header. So, I mean, after that, if they didn't fight, then I would say it's horrible rotation, but I guess they choose to give up that and having this farm for the great opportunity, and they got it. So I'm really happy with it, but for Hanwha Life, I don't know what they're doing because as a team, they didn't do anything like team rotation, like having 5 men on the mid lane.
Yeah.
No. But like they got some solo kill in the bot lane on the top side, right? That's the solo plays. But
Vipers, he is putting on a lecture right now.
yeah.
It's like, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, this, that, you gotta fix it. Miru, one of the rookies in the lineup, obviously he's gotta listen to Viper, the veteran at this point, I suppose,
Yeah, for sure.
for the roster.
But they just need to fix like a lot of things, but especially when it comes to team. They have to make some plan before the objective, but I didn't see any plans or like team plays. That was missing, especially from their mid jungle. They were worst LeBlanc Olaf combination
Yeah,
in the world, probably.
in the world.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, guys. What it has declared it. Yeah, I mean, Aru, you know,
I mean, he was just farming. Like
he literally did
Mickey
nothing
just
this game.
could farming freely in the lane as Azira against LeBlanc and Olaf. And yeah, I mean, if you don't want to use that advantage from the picks, then just pick for Corki and Silas for the late game, or like Trundle or something, you know? Just if you don't want to use that picks, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm not sure what they were doing there. It was relatively early picks that did come in as well. The LeBlanc and the Olaf at 3rd and 4th, I think. But not really able to put anything together there and fell very far behind. Was not proactive or doing much at all. Viper, understandably, pretty annoyed with the way that game went.
Yeah, I mean, he was fat, you know?
Yeah.
But maybe he would be like, nah, you just have to go in for me because I have tons of damage, but you're backing out
Yeah.
for no reason.
I mean, they give him so much gold, so much farm. He was able to pick up kills along the way. You can't expect that he would have that kind of an attitude as well for that one. But Viper, unfortunately, not able to 1v9 there. Even LeHens wasn't even helping him too much in that game.
No.
On the Braum. Didn't even pick a support that he could be a little bit more proactive with that time around the lane. But either way, guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, game number 2.
봐봐. 나 근데 얘들아 나 죽긴 했거든.
야 봐줘. 야 나오는 거 봐. 무대 봐.
까놨어. 피좀 까놨어. 무대 봐줘. 얘들아 무대 봐줘. 다 잡아. 무대 봐줘.
무대 잡았어.
나이스!
잡아.
퓨.
잡아줘. 브라운.
어디 갔냐? 야 미드
아,
나가자.
나중에
야 미드 가고 집 끊어. 야 왼쪽으로 와. 이거 집 끊어.
야 늦게 잡을게 이거 얘들아. 늦게 잡을게.
집 끊어. 모데카이 이거 브람 여기 있어.
끝내자 우리는.
끝났어.
야 이거 그 텔포 타면 끝나. 텔포 타면 잡고
네.
같이 텔타도 끝내자. 웨이브해.
나 브라운 끝까지 끊을게.
웨이브 텔타 끝내요. 텔타 거. 나 영역도 사옴.
얘들아 나 텔도 있어. 그냥
야 이 깔끔한 경기력 뭐야? 깔끔하기는 개처먹어. 야 그렇다고 해. 뭐하지 마.
야 근데
한번
아직 안 끝났어.
아 끝났어. 무조건 끝나.
집중해.
한번 교육생. 무조건 끝났어.
한번 교육생 누군데?
한번 교육생. 이렇게 좋았습니다.
한번 교육생입니다. 1번 교육생 버스
이거.
탑니다.
나이스.
좋아.
한번 교육생 아주 좋았습니다. 우리 개처 못한다.